everyone. Welcome to your daily Course in Miracles lessons with me, Tina Spalding, Trance Channel. Today we are doing lesson number 69. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. No one can look upon what your grievances conceal, because your grievances are hiding the light of the world in you. Everyone stands in darkness, and you beside him. But as the veil of your grievances is lifted, you are released with him. Share your salvation now with him who stood beside you when you were in hell. He is your brother in the light of the world that saves you both. Today, let us make another real attempt to reach the light in you. Before we undertake this in our more extended practice period, let us devote several minutes to thinking about what we are trying to do. We are literally attempting to get in touch with the salvation of the world. We are trying to see past the veil of darkness that keeps it concealed. We are trying to let the veil be lifted and to see the tears of God's Son disappear in the sunlight. Let us begin our longer practice period today with the full realization that this is so, and with real determination to reach what is dearer to us than all else. Salvation is our only need. There is no other purpose here and no other function to fulfill. Learning salvation is our only goal. Let us end the ancient search today by finding the light in us and holding it up for everyone who searches with us to look upon and rejoice. Very quietly now, with your eyes closed, try to let go of all the content that generally occupies your consciousness. Think of your mind as a vast circle, surrounded by a layer of heavy clouds. You can see only the clouds because you seem to be standing outside the circle and quite apart from it. From where you stand, you can see no reason to believe that there is brilliant light hidden by the clouds. The clouds seem to be the only reality. They seem to be all there is to see. Therefore, you do not attempt to go through them and past them, which is the only way in which you would be really convinced of their lack of substance. We will make this attempt today. After you have thought about the importance of what you are trying to do for yourself and the world, try to settle down in perfect stillness, remembering only how much you want to reach the light in you today, now. Determine to go past the clouds. Reach out and touch them in your mind, brush them aside with your hand, feel them resting on your cheeks and forehead and eyelids as you go through them. Go on. Clouds cannot stop you. If you are doing the exercises properly, you will begin to feel a sense of being lifted up and carried ahead. Your little effort and small determination call on the power of the universe to help you, and God Himself will raise you up from the darkness into the light. You are in accord with His will. You cannot fail because your will is His. Have confidence in your Father today and be certain that He has heard you and answered you. You may not recognize His answer yet, but you can indeed be sure that it is given you and you will receive it. Try, as you attempt to go through the clouds to the light, to hold this confidence in your mind. Try to remember that you are at last joining your will to God's. Try to keep the thought clearly in mind that what you undertake with God must succeed. Then let the power of God work in you and through you, that His will and yours be done. In the shorter practice periods, which you will want to do as often as possible, in view of the importance of today's idea to you and your happiness, remind yourself that your grievances are hiding the light of the world from your awareness. Remind yourself also that you are not searching for it alone and that you do know where to look for it. Say then, my grievances hide the light of the world in me. I cannot see what I have hidden. Yet I want to let it be revealed to me for my salvation and the salvation of the world. Also be sure to tell yourself, if I hold this grievance, the light of the world will be hidden from me. If you are tempted to hold anything against anyone today, I'm going to reread that. Also be sure to tell yourself, if I hold this grievance, the light of the world will be hidden from me, if you are tempted to hold anything against anyone today. Okay, that is lesson number 69. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. See what Jesus has to say today. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus, and all of you have had that experience of holding a grievance where it is going around and around in your mind, and nothing, the beautiful sunny day, the wonderful flowers along the path that you are walking, the health of your body, friendships, these all fade into the background when a grievance is working its way around your consciousness. You literally see the world disappear from you as you become obsessed with that fight in your mind. Now, for those of you that are partially trained, you are getting along in the lessons now, you've done some mind training, you are going to be more annoyed by your grievances than those who have not had any mind training. And this is an important thing for you to understand, because it is very disturbing to have a grievance in the mind. It is very upsetting to your peace. And if you have been accessing little pieces of peace because you are a Course in Miracles student, when you now lose it, your peace that is, you will feel awful, because you are having a new contrast revealed to you. When your mind was occupied with grievances all the time and hateful thoughts about yourself and the world and the politicians and the environment, and you were just going at it without any mind training, there was a constant level of infection with grievances in your mind, and so no great contrast existed there. But once you come to a place of peace, even temporarily, which is the process, the periods of peace become longer and longer. That disruption of your peace becomes intolerable now. And this is a gift. We do not want you to think that you have failed. We do not want you to think that you are a bad Course in Miracles student. Oh no, you are merely being shown where you used to be all the time. This is why you have started the lessons of A Course in Miracles. Remember, you were not at peace. You were not happy with how your experience on earth was going. So you decided to learn something new, to see what you didn't know about yourself. As your peace increases, the grievances that you hold in your mind now become truly revealed as the disruptive influence that they are. And you will have to work hard and fast with your forgiveness practice to get back to peace. And that is the wonderful, wonderful news of doing A Course in Miracles lessons. Grievances now are going to become intolerable for you. And you will work harder and harder to get back to peace. And what does this do? This makes peace more prolonged. This makes peace more easily accessible. And once again, when you encounter a grievance, you will see the tremendous contrast in frequency, and you will plummet down into that grievance, and you will feel awful, and you will say, for heaven's sake, please bring me back up to where I was. This grievance is not worth it. It is not worth the awful way I feel, and the ongoing argument in my head is intolerable. I really, really want peace, and that is a beautiful place to be, dear ones. Do not chastise yourself for experiencing the contrast, for it is the contrast of falling back into the ego's world that shows you that it is not what you want. And all you have to do is go back to your lessons and employ them in your thinking process, and peace will return to you. It is scientific in that way. If you follow the lessons and apply the lessons, you will not plummet down into the ego's world, into the ego's frequency. You will stay up in the frequency of love. Now, as you go through these lessons, there will be many days when you have this experience of experiencing a grievance. And that is the work. That is the hard part. The hard part is feeling the contrast, but the easy part is the peace. So choose peace. It is your natural inheritance. You are meant to be happy and at peace. The ego's world is a battleground, and it is not much fun. I'm that one that you know as Jesus, and we will speak to you again tomorrow. Right. I've got things popping up on my computer. Sorry about that. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.